is what you've been waiting for. Epic battles, gorgeous worlds, a story worthy of the gods. The sequel to the 2018 Game of the Year is finally here, and it should not disappoint you.
Ready?
Before we dive in, I'm just going to give you all a word of warning. While technically this review will be spoiler-free in terms of the big reveals, there are little delightful surprises that are core to the game as a whole that I will be talking about. So if you want to know basically nothing before jumping in, here's a quick summary before you dip. Yes, the game is great, go play it. It simply picks up from where the first game finished and takes you further down the river of fantastic storytelling. What did you expect? Now go, be free of even the smallest of spoilers, and watch out for the Hellspawn who have dripped mega reveals into innocuous videos. And now for those who are interested, a deeper dive into God of War Ragnarök. We rejoin Kratos and Atreus in the clutches of Fimbulwinter, the prophesied consequence of killing Baldur and the heralding storm of Ragnarök.
Hungry?
This game is not a new experience in terms of graphics, combat, or storytelling. It instead takes the golden threads it spun in the last game and continues to weave the fantastic tapestry of character, lore, and story you've already fallen in love with. Atreus is no longer the boy with a god complex, nor Kratos lost in the murky waters of parenthood. Instead, we have a teen struggling to find himself in his father's shadow, while a god of war is confronted by the secrets of his late wife.
Answers only your mother had. That's a she withheld.
To sow a bit more tension into their lives, because they apparently don't have enough, Odin makes an appearance, another consequence of past events and one that sends many new faces their way. While we see Atreus and Kratos' arcs painted in a delightfully natural direction, we're also graced with the beautiful development of other familiar characters. Freya, Mimir, Sindri, and Brock each have their own wonderful subplots that are woven so deliberately through both the main storyline and the arcs of our two main protagonists.
What the hell is it anyway?
That is my son.
Even the side quests are thick with the game's main themes, knitting in character development, main plot, or world lore.
Father should have trusted his son more, huh?
Where it really shines, though, is in the simple interactions between the characters while exploring.
Big footprint.
Smartest man alive.
Well, you try making conversation with you sometime.
Not only do these moments bring their personalities to life, they make the characters feel like they belong, like you could jump right in there and be a part of the very real banter in a very real world.
Is this sausage?
And this attention to story crafting and character is so pervasive, you can even see it in their animations during combat. Atreus, for example, has a few moves that are reminiscent of the father he so adores. Just as Kratos and his son have grown, so too have their fighting capabilities. There's no reinvention of the combat experience, and Fimbulwinter has wreaked havoc with Kratos' skill tree, so you do have to relearn a few tricks. But reinvention is not the goal of the game, it's expansion. New tools, new skills, a greater variety in enemies, and new ways to interact with the environment. The skill trees for both Kratos and his companions have burgeoned to include many new abilities. Not too many to confuddle, but enough to make me a god of war, chaining different moves and combos together to fling even the heftiest of enemies into oblivion. Each realm, and even each arena within the realms, have their own distinct shape and feel. Reflective walls and lethal flora make for interesting ways to deal damage that doesn't involve pounding your axe again and again into the same meaty Draugr. There's also more verticality to play around with, making space for faster paced action and cool environmental kills. I don't think I'll ever get tired of kicking hellfiends off high ledges like the Spartan that I am! A lot of this lovely level design doesn't just make combat fun, it brings that diversity into the puzzle design too. The puzzles ranged in difficulty, but the variety brought by each realm's environment consistently tickled the brain, so the process of solving them was always fun.
I see something.
However, there were moments when your companion would give a far too obvious clue far too quickly. Like, lady, chill. I'm just trying to enjoy the scenery here. There will be many a time where you might find yourself stopping mid-journey to do the same. Every serene river and chaotic lava flow the perfect set piece for each beat of the narrative. As my housemate sat and watched me rip open the jaws of my adversaries, she said, "This game is unnecessarily beautiful." I'm genuinely sad that there currently isn't any photo mode. One is confirmed to be coming in a later patch, but I'm not sure how soon that will be. You won't be surprised to hear that you can choose between fidelity or performance mode. Usually I always favour a game's graphics, but in Ragnarök I found the frame rate stuttered often enough to make me switch. Fortunately, the game looks equally stunning in both modes, so you won't miss out on much sticking to performance mode. As a follow-up to a game of the year, God of War Ragnarök is fantastic. It takes everything that was good about the last game and elevates it, giving players more ways to engage with new and familiar tools. There's a greater variety in enemies and environments, calling players to think and engage in every encounter. And yet, that's not the draw card for this game. The story crafting is stitched so lovingly into the very fabric of this game, and that cohesion is a big part of what makes it such a joy to play. If you loved God of War, you are fated to love God of War Ragnarök.
Shelby. Gather your things.